I love hunting Arizona Coues deer. It is more about the way of life and the experience than it ever is about the size of the deer.
All right, sun's up, blasting for Coues deer. We found 3 bucks on top of this ridge. As you can kind of tell, the sun is bright right now. So they popped over this ridge and they bedded at about 800. The wind is actually pretty good to make that shot, but there's a little knob that's closer. It's about 250 yards closer, so it's going to make it maybe a sub 600 yard shot, and that's what we're going to try for. The gun will do it. It just depends if the shooter will. So we're going to make it happen. So here we go. I'll show you the bucks right now. They're kind of bedded, and you can kind of see them bedded up on this ridge.
There's one. There's one that's on that skyline.
Yeah.
And then there's one down to the left. Or there was kind of an Ocotillo.
There's 2 deer that have like half frames.
The Coues deer are often referred to as the gray ghosts, and there's a reason for that. We're looking at one right now bedded up, and he's almost impossible to see. You gotta have the best optics, and you gotta have experience with this to be successful. So much fun hunting the gray ghost.
We're hiking down this road, and we found a little 2-track that we're hiking down. And it's kind of low, and we're going to try to get into a little wash, kind of cover us as we're walking up to these deer. There's 2 shooter bucks in there, and then 1 small one. They're all bedded, so hopefully we can get in close. Just dropped into this wash, and it gets us out of view, hopefully, so those deer can't see us. It gets real low, so it gives us an opportunity to kind of creep up. So hopefully they're still there bedded when we get up there.
Me and Gary have been guiding Coues deer down here for a long time, and every so often we get a chance to hunt Coues deer together. Either Gary has a tag or I have a tag, and so this was a really fun experience for me to get guided by one of my best friends and one of the best guides that I know. And Gary is top notch, and he is a Coues deer machine.
Right about to pop over. The sun's hitting us pretty good, so hopefully we can stay hidden, kind of get behind some ocotillo or some bushes. Anytime you're going over a ridge, try to go over where there's brush in front of you, so it can break up your pattern a little bit. So we're gonna try, see what happens. You can't control the deer. It's hunting, so here we go.
So I want to touch on equipment here for a little bit because Coues deer hunting has such a specialized quiver of hunting gear. So I always, after a lot of time that I've spent trial and error, gun setup is super important. So I always use a tripod if the grass is really high like this, with a saddle to grip the gun, grip the rifle, so it can stabilize the front end. Most bipods are too short to get over grass that is this high, so a tripod really bridges the gap. And we always have a tripod on us, so if I'm with clients, this is usually my setup: tripod up front, and then I will have a rear rest in the back. I have cross tack lightweight rear bags that I like to use, and right here it's a little bit big for that, so I'm putting my backpack underneath it too to give it a little bit more space. Just trying to make a shooting position anywhere is really the challenge Coues deer hunting, because you're never in a very comfortable flat spot like you are shooting at the range. So we're in a bunch of rocks and high grass, and we're shooting at a steep angle up this mountain. So it's all about getting yourself into the right position that's comfortable, where you can make a nice, easy trigger pull. You can also see that I have the Walker's game ears on right now. We started using these quite a bit because me and Gary can both talk to each other. And so I'll carry some for clients, and that way the client can listen to me and hear my instructions and let me know what he sees, and then I can communicate with him, and the gun will not blow his eardrums off.
All right, we gotta get a little closer. I mean, like, just move to a different spot. There's a lot of brush, grass in the way, as you can see. They're still bedded. They got up and then bedded back down, so I'm gonna try to get a little closer. You still got him? 585.
So after that buck bedded down, I decided to move and get in a position to anticipate the sun's movement, get a little bit better angle for later on, because these Coues deer, they can bed up like that all day long. So you have to be in a position with your rifle where you can stay on him comfortably and endure the elements.
All right, I got the gun on the deer. He's bedded. There are 2 shooter bucks. I could shoot him right here, but I'd rather have him stand up. We're just kind of seeing what they're going to do, if they're going to stay bedded. Maybe if the light changes a little bit, it gives me a little better look. He's not bedded perfectly broadside. He's bedded kind of quartering away, which is fine. But it's just not a huge target, so we're ready. If he stands up, I'm gonna shoot him, and we're just gonna see what we can do from here. I got my tripod, my shooting mat, my little shooting bag, and just, you gotta figure out how to rig it up on the rocks in Coues country to get a stable shot. It's not easy, but rear support in a rifle is really what makes it happen. So that's why I carry these little bags. And they're full of like the styrofoam balls, so they're real light. I can carry them and give support to my hunters, or in this case, myself. So, all right, well, we'll keep you posted. Gary's guiding me right now, and he's got him on the scope. So we're just gonna kind of play it by ear and see what happens.
So the gun is steady. I feel pretty comfortable. I have that lightweight shooting bag, that cross tack bag on the rear end of the rifle, which allows me to really stay steady and stay comfortable. Me and Gary are talking about position and what we're going to do when the buck gets up. But the buck has been here for well over an hour. He hasn't moved. So it's all about just staying ready and staying on the rifle when you're hunting Coues deer.
I just don't like his angle. Did I hit him in the hind quarter? I'm serious. If he gets up, just press record. All right. Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
So I decide to go ahead and take a shot at him bedded at 600 yards. And
All right, you
we
ready?
felt good. Rifle was steady. Level was good. So I roll.
He's up. Behind the Ocotillo. Got him. Just to the right of his head. He's up. Behind the Ocotillo. Got him.
So I made a great second shot, but I
Just to the right of his
totally
head.
whiffed it that first shot.
He's up.
And what I instinctively realized on that second shot is that I wasn't holding the rifle snug enough
Got him.
and tight enough into my shoulder. And so I snugged it harder that second time because of my position on the rock ledge. And that was all that it took to knock that shot off. 24 inches to the right was that recoil, that rifle. So that's, in my opinion, what happened. I tucked it against my shoulder right here and hit exactly where I was aiming.
Blood there. Pretty sure he just went down, or like right over there somewhere. We hiked all the way up here, up this mountain. We got to where I thought I shot. Watched on video, looked like a really good hit. Just found some blood on a rock, so I think he went down right here. So I'm just gonna follow the blood trail. I think he's down dead somewhere down here. So we're gonna look. He's just over this edge. He's just over this edge. Don't ruin it. Spoiler alert, Gary.
Oh, you'll have some cool music on it. Timmy Winslow.
Yeah. I was like, dude, he had enough mustard to get back up though, didn't he? All over, he's just spraying there. Yeah, he went up and it tumbled. Yeah. Crazy he didn't just drop. There he is. Slowly just. All right, we got to the buck. Gary, in your point of view, you're the guide. How did it all go down?
Well, we got lucky. We spotted them real quick this morning. We bumped some does lower on the hill. They came up and just kind of kept glassing and found a buck. And then all of a sudden, there were 3 of them, and kind of watched them cut across the mountain. We got lucky again, and they bedded down. We were able to cut 300 yards off of the shot. Got in position and was just kind of waiting. We were for him to stand up, but we were waiting for a while. They looked pretty comfortable, so we had a good shot where he was bedded. So we decided to go ahead and send one in. We were nice and comfortable, good and steady. but that one went just in front of him. He stood up. Tim stayed on the rifle and was able to put him right in the Boilermaker on him. And I mean, it took us a little blood trailing, but I think 100 yards from where he got hit, he's done. So normally, or a lot of times, they'll roll down the hill. They don't even run. This guy, he wore that bullet and tried to join the other 2 bucks and came over the crest of the hill, and that's where we found him.
Yeah, good center shot. The bullet entered there. Came out with plenty of force. Didn't ruin the whole shoulder. Got the top of the shoulder. He was quartering away a little bit. But yeah, still had tons of energy in that bullet. 7 mags are very lethal, a lot farther than 600 yards. So yeah, beautiful deer. Finally got to put hands on him. He's just a beautiful deer. I'm super pumped. You know, I didn't have a lot of time to hunt, which is kind of normal. So we were just looking for a really good representative Coues deer, and he's a really, really pretty deer. I missed that first shot. I think you know, animals are hard, especially Coues deer when they're bedded at like 600 like he was. I think subconsciously I really was trying to avoid his hind quarters because he was quartering away kind of hard. And so subconsciously I held a little bit forward. And with a little gust of wind, that bullet is easily pushed away at 600 yards, and it landed just right in front of him. And then when he stood up, I had a really good center mass shot on him. And so I took it, and that hit right where I was holding. So I'm super happy that A, it was a clean miss, and B, my second shot was right where it needed to be and put him down fast. And you know, it's hunting. Not all things work perfect, no matter how much you practice, how much you shoot, no matter how good your gun is. You still have to be ready for every condition and every situation. And I'm super glad I had my buddy Gary with me, helping me out, guiding me in here, and really making this all happen. So I'm super pumped. Everybody should go Coues deer hunting. Once you do, you'll want to do it again and again. So I'm just super pumped. We're going to pack him out. We're going to gut him, and then I'm going to drag him out whole as best I can. And it's all the way down the mountain. And I really like to keep the deer whole. It's better for skinning out and better for keeping the meat clean if you can. It's not always possible, but in this situation, it'll be a good, nice, clean deer by the time we get him to the truck. So, all right, we're going to start gutting him. So I use a Havalon, but it's like a Taito knife. It's just the same thing as kind of a Havalon. This is always something that's really important to me, is the gutting and the field dressing and the quartering process. I feel like it's here in these moments that we tap into our ancestors that did this so that they could live. They did this so that they could feed the tribe. And so I really enjoy this process. You really get to connect with the animal and understand that there was once life in this awesome, awesome creature. And that life is going to provide us with nutrients and energy and feed us. And so it's a really, really important process for me. Hit a couple of these deer trails, making this dragging a little bit easier, but we're pretty close to the road, so we'll get it to the road and then pick it up and then get back to camp, hang it up, and start doing the fun thing, processing venison. So all right, almost there. Well, this is not the biggest buck that I have ever taken. It certainly is not the smallest Coues buck that I've ever taken. But every single one of these deer are trophies to me. They have the best tasting meat that you could ask for. They live in the most extreme environments. They are the toughest deer in the West. And they provide us with such a challenge. And every single time that we are successful, we celebrate. And that's what it's all about. We just love Coues deer hunting.